My name is Musto, and in this video today I'll be talking to you about cost of living in Cambodia. And before we start, don't forget to like the video, share it to your friends, subscribe to my channel and hit the notification button. Feel free to ask me any questions about Cambodia in the next coming weeks or months. So please, I really need your help, and let's get started. Cambodia is a great country to come and retire because of its easy visa system that allows foreigners to extend the visa indefinitely if you have the right documentations and if you just plan to stay for a long time and invest in the country. And yes, you can get a visa on arrival, either an ordinary visa or a tourist visa. The tourist visa can also be done online, but once you arrive to Cambodia and your 30 days is expired, you can renew your 1 month tourist visa for an additional 30 days, or you can extend your ordinary visa with a G work extension, B business extension, or if you're over 55 years old, you can get an R retirement extension for 6 to 12 months, and that will cost you around $300 if it's for 1 year. And yes, compared to Thailand and Vietnam, you don't need to deposit much money into a bank account. Like in Thailand, you have to deposit 60,000 baht if you want to get a retirement visa, or even have 800,000 baht inside a Thai bank account. None of that. It's very straightforward. You come, you present the right documents, and then you can get an extension indefinitely. And people may ask themselves, but what is the cost of living in Cambodia? Well, Cambodia is a very affordable country. It depends on where you stay. If you want to stay by the beach, Sihanoukville is a good option for you. The city is not busy, but it's more expensive than Phnom Penh and Siem Reap because of the big influx of Chinese. And yes, there are huge buildings that the Chinese have invested, there are big roads, but the cost of living is higher than Phnom Penh. Kampot is also becoming a very popular destination. Even though Kampot is a bit small, most of the foreigners that moved away from Sihanoukville after of Chinese investment started is also a good place. And Kampot is actually a very nice town where you will find most of the Europeans, the Western tourists and expats that live there. And Kep is also not far from Kampot, just around 18 kilometers. So I think Kampot is also a good destination if you want to move to live to Cambodia. But if we talk about Phnom Penh, an apartment for rent might be between 100 to 300 US dollars. That's like the cheapest apartment. While in Sihanoukville, it might be a couple of $100 more expensive because of the influx of the Chinese investors. And Siem Reap is also quite cheap for renting a room or an apartment, and you can get a room anything from 80 US dollars per month. However, most of the apartments that you might get for rent are without furniture, so you might actually get an empty room. You have to research, but if it's furnished, it's from 200 US dollars per month. There is a lot of choice. You can get anything even up to $1,000, $2,000. It depends on the place and what you can find. But definitely Cambodia is a very affordable country. And the food is also affordable. It's not the cheapest because most of the products are imported from Thailand, from Vietnam. And yes, if you go out and you eat on the street, a simple meal might cost the lowest at $1 US. But if you go to a Western restaurant, then you might pay up to $5 to $7. It depends. And yes, definitely if you want to work, then Phnom Penh might be your best choice because Phnom Penh is Cambodia's biggest city, so it's also the place where you can get the most opportunities in the country. And Siem Reap is a small town with around 200,000 to 300,000 people, while Sihanoukville is slowly becoming perhaps Cambodia's biggest city in the coming years. And yes, Cambodia is definitely an affordable country. Of course, if you eat outside every day, then yes, you might have to live by with $20 to $30 a day. But if you eat at home, everything will be cheaper. And what about transportation? Yes, as you know, prices for fuel have really increased in the last couple of months. So normally a ride from Phnom Penh to Siem Reap or Phnom Penh to Sihanoukville will be around $10 to $12 for a bus ride. If you get a shared taxi, then probably the same price, but if you get a private taxi, anything from $50 to $100 per ride. And also there are also flights from Phnom Penh to Siem Reap, which costs around $40 to $50. You have to check online. And also there are flights from Phnom Penh to Sihanoukville, which also cost similar. And yes, if you stay in Sihanoukville, you can definitely go on a weekend to Koh Rong or Koh Rong Sanlam, because it's very beautiful, natural over there. And what about some things that I think are very cheap? Yes, beer is very cheap in Cambodia because there is a big production. So Coca-Cola, beer, fruits are very cheap in Cambodia. But things from Europe that are imported, or something imported from the US, like cheese, like ham and different products, yes, they might be a bit more expensive because of the import. And yes, and finally, if you want to send your child to school, the average school fee for 1 year is between 1,500 to 2,000 to 3,000 US dollars. That's if you want to send your child to an international school. So this is all I have for you. If you want to move into Cambodia, feel free to comment below. Ask me if you have any questions about Cambodia, and I will be happy to make a video. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.